us a much more tighter rim there. What you can also notice is that we've actually lost the edge on the front here. By following the steps that we did before, we can easily eradicate this problem. Being that this edge of the actual end is going to be embedded into the actual geometry of the body, we don't need to do this for the actual back end. Again, I'm going to use a double-edged tool. Then when we smooth out, we can see that we've got this edge nicely done. Okay, that's just take this down and we just rotate this around. If you hold down the shift key while doing this, it will lock to the certain coordinate axes, like 45, 90 degree angles. We just go around and we'll place it into the back of the bike. It's best to use the orthographic views for this type of thing, because you'll find that you're going to be able to actually get exactly the position that you need. A little bit of tweaking and positioning, you get everything just how you want it. You can duplicate this geometry, Control and C and Control and V, to create additional exhausts. But in this particular case, I won't be doing this just yet, because I've got more things to add. So now that we've made this, let's go on to make something a little bit different. The pipes that are going to go inside get that nice twisted effect that I've applied to my model that you've seen. Again, we can use a circle from center. And initially we can make it a lot bigger than it actually is going to be. Again, I'm going to be moving in the direction of the arrows pointing. We can scale this overall down afterwards. I haven't got too many edges there, so we can go and select one over every single other second edge by going selection, select one over. You can see like that, or we can do it in this way like this. One over every three should be the one. And it would have been in this particular case more beneficial to make it with more polygons at the outset of actually doing this, because of the uneven selection that we've got. But for now I will just go for this purpose here, and that is actually fine anyway. Let's extrude inwards. We can see that we've got this effect by doing this. Let's just rescale this a little bit. That's fine. We deselect that. We add a little bit extra geometry to hold it together. We'll bring it up. And then we're going to go to the Utilities, and select the taper, and within these tool sets you can see twist. We'll just twist this around and validate. Then we'll actually go to smooth it, we got this effect. We can then use the thicken tool, which is what I would have done probably before actually creating this geometry. I would have used the thicken tool first and then extruded these polygons inwards. This is just so that we don't have to duplicate all the geometry for the inside as well as the out. Because I've done it the other way around, I'll probably just simply extrude inwards twice like this, one little one and then one long one, just take it down to the end. When you're making these things, it's best also to keep in mind that you've actually got to UV unwrap these things. Let's just move that back. We can see that it's way too big at the moment. We'll just scale this down and fit these in. Because I didn't have too many to duplicate, I just manually placed them where I wanted them. Then I selected all of the tubes that are inside, and within the scene tree I right clicked on any of them and then grouped them together. Next we're going to be making the engine part. So now we're going to make the actual engine, and it's going to be very easy to make. We're going to just use the cube like we did for the main body. We can make it larger scale than we actually needed to start with, but this time we're going to make most of the tessellations, or the pre-tessellations. We're going to give it quite a lot to start with, so at least we've got at least 7 or 8 going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's good. And this is going to hold the geometry together for us. Next we're going to select the edge. We can just paint select going down, and then alpha loop to go around. Going to the vertex modeling tab, selecting the edge tool, the double edge tool. We can make that edge. We can actually change the angle if you're not really sure what you're seeing. And we'll do exactly the same thing. Alternatively, you can just use the chamfer, but I'm going to show you the chamfer separately so you can see both in action. With the edge still selected, we go to selection and convert to faces. Then simply scale it in. And this is the effect that we get. Now you'll find that if you scale this, if I just go back a couple of steps, it will let me. You'll find that if you were to scale it in slightly and then do an extrusion inwards, it leaves an extra edge there, just on the edge. You can just see that there. Then when you go to actually apply the smoothing, you'll get this effect. So it's giving it a bit more support for the geometry. We can then select a selection of faces like that and extrude them in individually or separately. I'm just going to do them individually. So we're going to go once, a little one inwards and a little one more bit deeper. We'll do that a few times just to demonstrate this. Alternatively, if you've got the hand of all these tools, like this particular one, the extrude face, you can do them all at once, but it does take a little bit of practice to get it right. And it's good that you get a good angle on this as well.